Good morning everyone. Today we'll be making an Anzac biscuit that is keto and vegan. The original biscuits normally here in New Zealand will take oats, flour, brown sugar and syrup. So obviously we can't use those ingredients. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do it a bit more allergy friendly. So this will be gluten free, dairy free, sugar free, grain free. And yes, so let's get right into it. So here I'm chopping up some pecan nuts. Just bought these from Countdown, and yes, I'm going to roast these for 5 minutes. And here is all my dry ingredients. So we've got almond flour, salt, xanthan gum, erythritol, allulose. You can totally omit the allulose and just use the erythritol instead. I would suggest to maybe put a 1/4 teaspoon or even 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe even 1/8 of a teaspoon of stevia powder, or maybe 5 drops of stevia. It just balances the flavor as well. And then I'm going to put in cinnamon. So here's the cinnamon. I'm going to put that in. And I also have the coconut flour, so I'm going to sift the almond flour and the coconut flour together with the salt and xanthan gum and the erythritol, the sweetness. So here I've sifted the fine ingredients and added the coconut, and I've measured out the sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, and I'm going to blitz it just very gently. You don't want it working with one hand doesn't always work. I do want to add here though that when you blitz sunflower seeds, it can have the tendency to go green in the baking, maybe after a day or so. So just be aware, if you don't want that in your baking, then just keep it whole. So now I have all the ingredients together, and I'm just going to whisk that together and get onto the wet ingredients. And the recipe will be in a photo at the end of the video with the directions as well, if you want to take a screenshot of it. So I've weighed out my coconut oil, this one, and my olive oil. This will go in last. I won't put this into the saucepan. And then I'm going to put, let me just zero that out. I really love a digital scale. It just helps things to be consistent every time you work. So I'm just going to add the sugar-free maple syrup. It's from Countdown as well. And then I also add blackstrap molasses, so 1/2 teaspoon. The carb content is for 2 teaspoons, 11 grams for the carbs. So you obviously divide that by 4, I think. And if you want a lower, even a more lower carb biscuit, it will be best then to just leave this out. But yes, I love it just gives it a bit more of a brownie look and a caramelized. And then I also use butter flavor, because I'm not using butter in this because I'm making it vegan. And it also, you don't have to use this, but it does give it a nice buttery flavor as well. I got this from Spotlight. It's the Wilton brand. So I have it here on my stove top, and I'm just gonna get it to melt, and then I'm gonna add my baking soda to activate the baking soda in there, and then I'm gonna add it to my sifted and mixed dry ingredients. I also have my baking tray ready. This is a big one, so I can fit on here 22 biscuits. This is what the batch makes, so it works really well for that. Alright, so it's melted now, so I'm just going to add my baking soda, and it is frothing up. I love that look. I'm just going to whisk it a little bit and then add it to my mixture. Like that. And then add my olive oil as well. That just keeps it a little bit more moist as well. And you just mix it all together. Just a bit of a side note on the sweetener. If you don't find erythritol, Countdown sells the monk fruit erythritol mix. That's really also a good one, and you can just use that as well in this recipe. So that would also work. So I've got the batter ready here now. So you can see it's quite a thicker consistency. It's not loose or anything. So I'm just going to use this little ice cream scoop. Right, so I've scooped it out. So all I'm going to do now is squash it a little bit down. And then I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it for 17 minutes on a preheated oven of 160 degrees Celsius. So this is the end result. It's quite soft, so it's just best to keep it in the pan to cool down completely. And then it can be left in an airtight container. Well, this is the recipe. We'll put it at the end of the video. And yes, abundant blessings. Happy baking.